यस्य रूपमधिकम् प्रच्छन्नगुप्तं धनम् विद्या भोगकरी यशः सुखकरी विद्या गुरुणा गुरुः विद्या बन्धुजनो विदेशगमने विद्या परं दैवतम् विद्या राजसु पूज्यते न तु धनम् विद्या विहीनः पशुः विद्या प्रशस्यते लोकैः विद्या सर्वत्र गौरवा विद्यया लभते सर्वम् विद्वान् सर्वत्र पूज्यते ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते।
Dr. Rajashri Shishir Deshpande is an academician, a research guide and an experienced faculty in commerce and economics since the year 2000. She is an M.Com, an MA in economics, has done her NET and has a doctorate degree. She has been a core faculty of the banking and insurance and accounting and finance programs, as well as a course coordinator of the M.sc Finance at the Parle Tilak Vidyalaya Association's Mulund College of Commerce. Her research topic was a study of customer protection and grievance redressal system in the banking industry. 3,500 customers were asked about the banking services and their complaints. The collected data was analysed with the help of the chi-square test, Annova and critical difference. The data also included the information provided by 500 banking employees and the awareness among them. She has published more than 15 research papers in her subject area of banking and finance, including Scopus and UGC Care listed journals. She received the Best Paper Award for her paper on the topic A Study of Artificial Intelligence in the Banking Sector at the International Conference organized by the University of Mumbai on 17 and 18 February 2020. Her paper was recognized as the best paper in February 2015 as an international conference organized by the DTSS College of Commerce jointly with the University of Mumbai on the topic A Study on Changing Customer Perception Towards Personalized Services in Banking. Her paper was recognized as the best paper in February 2015 at an international conference organized by the DTSS College of Commerce jointly with the University of Mumbai on the topic A Study on Changing Customer Perception Towards Personalized Services in Banking. She has worked as a syllabus committee member at the University of Mumbai. She has been appointed as a VC's nominee on the Board of Studies of Vazay College, Mulund and Joshi Bedekar College, Thane. She has been a postgraduate lecturer since 2014. She has been nominated as the Vice Chancellor's nominee as a subject expert on the selection committee in various colleges. Welcome Vidyavachaspati Dr. Rajashri Deshpande.
Namaskar. My topic of research is a study of customer protection and grievance redressal system in banking industry. Now, why banking? As you know, banks are an integral part of our day-to-day activities. There are various types of complaints that customers have which are not redressed or which are not solved at a counter level. There are some problems, as all people are not educated in our economy. You will find that people do not know how to fill the money or how to deposit money in bank account, how to withdraw money from bank account, what is to be filled in the form, where to sign. These all problems automatically created an curiosity that how banks are running in Indian economy. Slowly I got automatically interested in learning how RBI is keeping control on various types of problem. RBI has more than 28 different departments, and one of the department that looks after customer satisfaction. It means that for banks, customers are very important. Now why customers are important for banks? Because banks work on customers only. People who earn more than what they require, they keep that money in the form of a saving account with bank. And people who need money, they go to bank to take a loan for their various types of purposes. So in all the way, customers' money is the only basic capital for bank. So banks are providing service from the people who have extra money and by giving money to those who need money. Due to that, banks work in the service sector. Now as they are providing services, it is necessary to have a specific type of a pattern that these services should generate, enhance customer satisfaction. So who is the authority to work in? Reserve Bank of India is an apex institution who looks after all banking problems and also try to solve them as and when required. It is done through the interventions of RBI. Intervene means to come in between. RBI comes in between banks and customer and solve various types of problem that customers are facing either or banks are facing. Now to solve these types of problem, RBI accepted a concept or a scheme called as Banking Ombudsman Scheme. Ombudsman is a senior authority, a senior person purposely appointed to look after the complaints of customers. It is a quasi-judicial authority. So automatically you will find that Ombudsman is helpful to enhance bank and customer relationship. Because for banks, if customers are not happy, customers are not satisfied, obviously they will not keep money with them. And if people do not deposit money with the banks, banks cannot go ahead because banks are generating loan out of fund what they have received. That's the reason strengthening customer relationship, strengthening customer satisfaction is the prime objective of bank. So the study had worked with a basic three objectives, that how banks should carry various types of practices that would enhance customer satisfaction, what are the types of different complaints customers are facing, and what are the formal interventions. That study has covered entire Thane district spreading from Ambarnath, Murbad, Kalyan, Shahpur to Bhimandi, even Wada, Palghar, and all these districts were covered. The time span for the study was considered from 2000 to 2010. It means various complaints registered during that period are considered for this project. Anyhow, there can be variety of new complaints registered after adoption of information technology in banking sector, digital platforms introduced, even like wallets and so on. For this study, 35 different commercial banks are considered, out of which 15 commercial banks were nationalized operating in entire Thane district, 15 commercial banks were cooperative banks and 5 were private sector banks. Almost all 3,500 customers, means 100 customers of each and every bank was considered for this study. Along with customers, employees are also questioned regarding the awareness about Banking Ombudsman Scheme. Banking Ombudsman Scheme or BOS scheme, a BOS is working since 1995, upgraded in 2002-2006 as and when required. The latest integrated BOS program has been announced and has been declared in 2021 that include digital banking aspect also. So, when this study was covered at that time, digital banking was not working at a large scale, e-banking was at its initial steps. Due to that, customers were given questionnaires to fill in not only in English but also in Marathi, considering the rural areas where they can easily understand the questions. These type of questions regarding whether they are having certain type of facilities provided in bank premises, because customers they may land from their very far away in case of a rural areas, because there are no larger number of branches spread all over a village. One or two different banks are operative, so automatically a person who wants to operate his bank account has to travel along. So, whether bank is providing sitting arrangement, is there water facility, because these are the specific factors considered for customer satisfaction. Not only that, how bankers are behaving, matlab the people who are at the counter of the bank are to be also considered, that how they behave with the customers. If the customers ask certain type of questions where their questions were solved at a right time, whether they are given the right answers, how they are behaved, matlab their behavior with the customer is also considered while taking the study ahead. Now, Banking Ombudsman Scheme is nothing but the another channel for redressal. Matlab instead of, a customer may have just a oral complaint, but that oral complaint could become, he has a grievance, but before he goes to write a written complaint, it should be solved at a counter. So, if that is not solved at a counter, obviously he will report to manager. From manager, if he do not get a right direction or the proper solution is not awarded, then customer can go to circle officer. From that it goes to main branch official, and then if it is yet not solved, he can simply register complaint. This is called as a grievance redressal mechanism adopted at a bank branch level. So, initially banks were not so interested in solving complaints of customers, because most of the time customers used to give a complaint in oral, not in a written, because it was a time consuming job. Nowadays customers are given an online registration of complaint. If you visit www.rbi.org.in, you can easily get a icon where you can simply complain. There you get 2-3 options, whether you want to complain against a bank specific branch, manager or RBI. You are allowed to complain against RBI also, in case required, means customers are nowadays made more aware. When this study was considered, or when this study took place between 2010 to 40, during that period it was at a very primary stage. The BOS, Banking Ombudsman Scheme, was working as a quasi judicial authority. It has been given a work as a mediator, means instead customer goes to court, file a complaint, then that in consumer court it will be listened, discussed, and from district level to state, from state level to national level, it will take a huge time to solve the complaint. Instead of that, if he and bank or customer and bank simply goes to BOS, then that will be solved as early as possible. So, you will find nowadays there is a integrated ombudsman scheme that includes digital transaction also. Customer can complain for various things. Say for example, one of the student wants to enroll for a college and he has to pay a specific amount of pay order, or you could say demand draft or online transfer of payment nowadays. Previously it was through generally pay order or demand draft. If the demand draft was not given or without a sign, suppose a demand draft is given, the case has been already registered in this area, it will be available on Google. The person has enrolled for a specific type of a course, he has given a pay order slip, bank gave that pay order or a demand draft on time, he completed his procedure, everything was done, he enrolled himself for the education. After 15-20 days when that university went for all the payment history, that payment got cancelled as that demand draft was not signed by the authority. Now this case is considered as a negligence on the part of a bank. It is a duty of a bank officer to see whatever type of a document they are giving to customer is fully as per the legal format. As that person, that banking official did not sign demand draft, that student admission got cancelled, he or she lost 1 year, she wrote a complaint and that complaint was considered in consumer court, and consumer court announced that that bank is found deficient in its services. So bank has to pay a compensation for to that student, bearing the cost and whatever type of harassment and whatever type of time he has spent for solving that complaints. Now as that person was aware, educated that he or she can do this, previously such type of cases were quite minimal. Nowadays due to digital technologies, customers are getting more and more aware that if they are not getting any proper response from the bank, they can go to the higher authority. And in this area, banking ombudsman scheme plays a very crucial, very important role. So you also, if become a customer of any bank and if you are not getting a service you are asking for, it is a deficiency of the bank on their part, and as per this scheme customers can easily complain, they can get their authorized service as banks work in service sector. Along with that, this is the complaint solving mechanism. The banking ombudsman being a senior official of the bank, he is appointed by RBI. Currently at that time of study there were 15 banking ombudsman offices were designed and working, and he is nowadays not known as a ombudsman, he is termed as a nodal officer. Here you will find what type of work he does. Now as I explained you case, instead of going to court and spending at least 1 hour for solving, 1 year at least for solving these type of complaints, now he can go directly to the BOS, banking ombudsman, where he will go for settlement. He will listen to both the parties. He is not a legal officer, but he is there to solve the complaints of customers towards banking. So he can go for a settlement where he can give an agreement that as this is the complaint registered by so and so customer, bank has to take up appropriate action against the same. And for that there is a mechanism where both the parties should accept that agreement. The BOS, matlab banking ombudsman scheme, makes a mediation or works as a mediator between bank and customer to solve such type of small complaints. The complaints can be of a varied nature. Nowadays banks have been directed to appoint a person in their branches who will work as a customer relationship officer and who will see to that a customer should not have a written complaint lodged against any person working at the counter, neither on the bank manager. In spite of that, there are more than 3 lakhs of complaints registered every year for various types of problems. BOS is working at a specific level where if customers are ready to accept that mediation, It also falls on the part of a bank. Sometimes it happens that the customers proves that he has not been given a proper service and then BOS charge bank. But if bank do not accept that, then BOS has a right to award or to give an order with reference to the in favor of a customer. Not only that, BOS also has been given a right to call for the compensation or ask for the compensation up to 1 lakh in case of a credit card problems, and for other general matter the maximum amount of compensation BOS can ask bank to pay is up to 10 lakhs. So, this is a complaint solving mechanism created by central bank to have a smooth working of banking, because as a common customers we have our accounts with any of the bank, maybe nationalized, maybe cooperative, maybe private sector bank, but there are various types of complaints that customer may have, and that complaints can be solved instead of going to court through a banking ombudsman scheme. Not only, now see the latest data on the complaints. This is as per RBI annual report on banking ombudsman scheme 2020 and to 22. There are various types of complainants observed. An individual can complain, a business owner, a proprietor, a partnership firm, a company, trust, association. These all can complain against the deficiency of service if they find for various types of banking services they are asking for. As you know, businesses operate a current account and they are allowed to open, they are allowed to withdraw more than whatever balance, which is termed as a overdraft facility. So, if that overdraft facility is not properly followed or properly opted or properly provided on time to the businesses, they can make huge losses as the party remains unpaid. Such type of deficiency can also be complained against banking service pattern. So, if you see in July 19 to June 20, there has been 2,73,432 complaints registered by individuals, which has increased to 3,05,093, and April 21 to March 22 it has reduced again to 2,43,244. The reason behind the same rise and fall and trying to be reduced step by step with the help of making customers aware and initiation of customer relationship officer who is working at the branch and help desk provided, so that customers can solve their complaints through help desk instead of going to banking ombudsman also. Even government department, public sector units have also considered as a complainant against bank, and the number of complaints were quite rising, again it has been dropped down. Senior citizens are having variety of problems, as you know that they are very much interested in knowing whether their interests are properly available, pensions are timely credited or not, how much amount they can withdraw, and they are interested in each and every line of their passbook. If it is not recorded, if there is a technical hitches, unfortunately they are not aware of that system. So, there are many number of complaints coming through senior citizens, and that had also been resolved as and when possible and wherever possible. So, you will find RBI issues every year a report on banking ombudsman, so that customers can be protected in all way other than just a Making Protection Act. Likewise, these are the disposal of maintainable complaints. From July 19 to June 20, by mutual settlement or agreement, banking ombudsman solved the complaints of 1,25,836. Whereas from July 20 to March 21, 1,24,900 complaints were resolved, and April 21 to November 21, 77,411 complaints were resolved by banking ombudsman through agreement. By creating an award or order, 68, 59 and now only 17 complaints were resolved. Some complaints are rejected on not on the ground of they were not accepted as a deficiency of bank. Sometimes customers also make a mistake while filling the form and their activity or whatever type of service they have asked for cannot be completed by bank. Then such in after that also if they write a complaint, that complaints get automatically rejected. So that type of rejection of complaints are also reducing. Maintainable complaints that are withdrawn by the either or parties are comparatively less, and this is how you will find that banking ombudsman scheme works for the benefit of customer strengthening mechanism. Matlab customer protection movement is strengthened because customers are a vital part for banks, and if banks do not look after customer satisfaction, their profitability, their entity will be in a defect because customers will not keep simply deposits. Banks work on the basic objective of accepting deposits and generating loans. Deposits are also of customers and loans are also taken by customers. So, it is their primary duty as per the law that they must keep a customer satisfaction intact. That is all. Dhanyavad.
ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते।